This video was compiled using information which was made public via news or government agencies and is intended to honor the lives of those who met an unimaginable fate and also bring awareness to the unjust behaviors in our communities. Around 12:50 p.m. on the afternoon of July 1st, 2016, Memphis Police Department officers were called to the Greens at Irene Apartment, a gated community in Shelby County. A short time prior, a young child later identified as 7-year-old Dallen Gardener Clayton had escaped his mother's apartment and ran up to a neighbor yelling. The frantic child was exclaiming that his mother had stabbed his sister. The man told officers that right after Dallen approached him, he saw 29-year-old Shaninythia Gardner come outside with a large knife in her hand, then re-enter the residence. When officers entered the Gardner residence, they found her with superficial cuts to her neck and wrists, according to an arrest affidavit. Deputies also found her 4 children with severe lacerations to the throat and located the large butcher knife described by the bystander. It was covered in blood. The victims were 4-year-old Tallen Gardener, 3-year-old Saya, 2-year-old Sahvi, and 6-month Yahzi. Sahvi was found in a mattress in a nearby bedroom with Tallen on the floor next to her. Dallen, Gardner's son from a previous marriage, had earlier escaped, and Shaninythia's husband of 2 years, Martin, was not in the home at the time of the incident. Soon after the gruesome incident, Shaninythia did, however, speak to her husband via phone and acknowledged that she had killed her children. On July 2nd, 2016, Shaninythia Gardner of Memphis was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder while committing aggravated child neglect in the deaths of her 4 children. Additionally, she faced 4 counts of first-degree murder while committing aggravated child abuse, 4 counts of aggravated child neglect or endangerment, and 4 counts of aggravated child abuse. The then 29-year-old was taken to Memphis Mental Health Institute after she went before a judge in a video hearing. She attended the hearing in an orange jail jumpsuit and did not answer Judge L. Lambert Ryan's questions during her hearing. He waived Gardner's arraignment and scheduled a hearing for July 11th. A police investigation revealed that in March 2015, Gardner disappeared briefly after leaving work early and picked up her children from school. She was a part-time employee of ALSAC, the fundraising arm of St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, at the time of this incident. Her husband told police she was having problems at work and feeling anxious. Furthermore, she had been feeling that someone was trying to harm her and her family. Shaninythia called her husband that night from Corinth, Mississippi, and she was later found at a Memphis hospital emergency room. Sonia Clayton, Dallen Clayton's grandmother, said she had not seen the boy's mother for a few years. She said she had been shocked by the attack and described Shaninythia as a sweet young lady. Later, Sonia said she forgave her former daughter-in-law and deemed it the work of the devil. She also stated that her son, Detrail Clayton, had not seen Dallen since the stabbings. According to her, the boy's father was not doing well and wanted to see his son, who was under protective supervision at the time, very soon. About 30 people, including neighbors and friends of the family, held a vigil to honor victims on Friday, July 9th, 2016, at the apartment complex where the gruesome attack had occurred. They prayed for the 4 children, the surviving boy, and Shaninythia Gardner. A pastor poured water from a decanter onto the ground in remembrance of the victims. The group held up candles and released balloons, and the event also served as a fundraiser to cover additional funeral expenses. The following day, Tallen, Sahvi, and Yahzi Gardner were laid to rest after a service at the Metropolitan Baptist Church. Friends and family gathered to remember the young children and pay respects. The family also asked that no cameras be allowed inside the church. During a 2017 hearing before Judge James Lammy, her attorney indicated that a medical examiner found that Shaninythia Gardner was suffering from a mental defect at the time of the incident. It was also revealed that the examiner found that Shaninythia Gardner's ability to understand the wrongfulness of her conduct was indeed in question. State law showed that mental disease did not necessarily constitute a defense and that the defendant had to prove insanity by convincing evidence. 3 years after the crime, on October 18, 2018, Gardner's trial was set for August 26th of the following year. After the hearing, defense attorney Craig Morton echoed previous statements he had made, indicating the possibility that Gardner could have a bench trial. Gardner had several mental evaluations, and the district attorney's office said that it had taken a while for her case to be tried due to multiple victims, mental evaluations, and COVID, which caused the August 2018 trial to be reset. More than 5 years since the incident sent shockwaves throughout the community, the families learned more details that led up to said incident. Shaninythia's trial started on December 14, 2021, and the case was presented to only a judge. The deceased children's father described a tumultuous relationship with the defendant. He recalled accusations from his wife of cheating, a physical altercation, and even disclosed that at one point he said his wife voluntarily admitted herself into Lakeside for psychiatric care. He testified that a few months before the fatal incident, he entered the children's room and saw Shaninythia and her 4 youngest children sitting in a perfect circle. He said a knife was under her leg, and when he inquired about it, she said it was for protection. Martin said the day of the stabbing, the defendant told him she was getting ready to watch a movie with the children. She seemed calm and nothing appeared to be wrong. Ashley Snodgrass, Shaninythia's sister, was the defense's first witness. She testified that her sister had a history of mental episodes and often seemed paranoid. She said that Shaninythia didn't seem like herself in the days leading up to the stabbings and was talking in circles. In a bench ruling on December 21, 2021, Shaninythia Gardner was found guilty on multiple charges relating to the murder of her 4 children in 2016. In the non-jury trial, Gardner's attorneys attempted to prove her not guilty by reason of insanity. According to the district attorney's press release, Gardner was found guilty on 4 counts each of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, murder in the perpetration of aggravated child abuse, aggravated child neglect involving a deadly weapon, murder in the perpetration of aggravated child neglect involving a deadly weapon, aggravated child endangerment involving a deadly weapon, and murder in the perpetration of aggravated child endangerment involving a deadly weapon. Judge Lamy said he believes that Gardner does have a mental illness. However, he does not believe she was insane at the time of the murder. Prosecutors with the Shelby County District Attorney's Office had conceded that Gardner had a mental illness, but argued that she was still aware of what she was doing and that it was wrong. In the press release, Chief Prosecutor Eric Christensen from the District Attorney's Special Victims Unit said, "Our position from day one is that she had a mental disease, but we've always felt that she could appreciate the wrongfulness of her actions." On February 8, 2022, a life with parole sentence was handed down to Shaninythia less than 2 months after she was convicted of fatally stabbing 4 of her children, and despite testimony that she was mentally ill. She was sentenced to a total of 51 years, which indicated the possibility of parole for the murder charges and 15 years for each child abuse charge and child neglect charge. All sentences will be served concurrently. The now 34-year-old has already served 5 years after the gruesome 2016 incident. I hope that the families of Tallen, Sahvi, and Yahzi Gardner are able to find solace in the happy memories, and may their souls rest in perpetual peace. My thoughts and prayers are also with Dallen Gardener, and I hope that he is able to get the help that he needs and that he is able to overcome this horrific experience and make peace with the unexplainable loss. Thank you.